Okay, so now we can test this out to see if it works. So I'm just going to press play. I'm going to press 1 to assign a weapon, and then I'm going to right click. Now it doesn't do anything. Perhaps you know why it doesn't do anything. I actually made a slight mistake in the last video, so let's go back to the script. This is the weapon script, and we can see if input.getKeyDown, keycode.mouse1, we have two equal if statements. Alright, when you have two equal if statements, it will basically run both of them. So it's saying if weapon visible is equal to false, we instantly set weapon visible equal to true, which makes the second if also valid. So not only does it switch the ready animation on, it instantly switches it off in the same frame. Okay, so all we need to do is type else if. What that means is if the first one is not true, then run the second if. If the first one is true, ignore the second if. Okay, it's a very easy mistake to make, but as long as you recognize what that mistake is, it's going to help you in the future to do a bit of debugging and figure out where the errors are coming from. So let's save that. Let's go back to Unity and let's try this out again. So let's assign weapon 1, right click, and now we can see the knife come into view. Okay, it's just barely at the bottom of the screen there. We can just barely make it out. Hopefully you can see it. Now most horror games don't necessarily have the weapons right in front of your face, not very much like a first-person shooter. So that's kind of what I was going for there. Right click again and he puts the weapon away. I'm hoping that this video isn't too choppy actually, because I'm using the Camtasia here. I'm going to assign weapon 2, right click, and now I've got the baseball bat. Put it away again. Weapon 3, right click, and now I've got the axe. Okay, so you can see the axe there. If I now right click, he puts it away, so it looks a lot more fluid now. Okay, great. So that is now working, the equip. We're going to get onto the gun animation shortly, but at the moment this is basically just the melee kind of things. Now we have 3 animations on the Mechanim animator, which means that we can access those through the animation window. So if we click player main arms, okay, he's the character with the controller on, we can now click window, animation, and animation, and what we see here is our animations. So it's showing us which animation we've got selected. It's no weapon at the moment. Okay, weapon away, this is the animation for weapon away, and weapon ready. Okay, so if I now go to the scene and I just move through this, you can actually see that animating in real time. So as you can see, it's very, very basic and very, very simple, the animation. If you wanted, for example, to manipulate this, let's say at this specific point in time, or let's go there, if you wanted it to do something slightly different, take your rotation tool and find the right body part. Now it's only the right arm that I'm actually animating, so let me find the right arm. Okay, so right shoulder, right arm, right forearm, and right hand. Any of those you can animate. So let's say right arm, let's say that I wanted to animate, oh, wait a second, what's gone on there? Instead of local, I'm going to go with global. Let's see if that helps. Nope, why does that not work? Ah, pivot, that's why. Okay, make sure it doesn't do that. When I was animating, I was actually dragging the arm instead of rotating it, and obviously that's not good. So let's now, you see, and now I'm lifting my arm up, so that's way up there. Now then, let me undo that rotate. What I forgot to do there was press record. Make sure that you got record set. Let's lift the arm way up in the air, and now what we will see is the arm goes way up in the air and then kind of stays there. Now just for a laugh, let's see what this looks like when we play the game. Okay, so let's equip the axe. Okay, now it's coming way up in the air. Now what we can see, we've currently got the arm in place, but it's cutting off. Okay, so it's kind of invisible when it gets close to the screen. This is a clipping issue, so I'll show you how to fix that. Now obviously that axe looks absolutely terrible at the moment. You wouldn't really want it in that kind of a position. But I'm going to show you how to fix that clipping issue. So if we go to the camera, we can see that our clipping planes near and far are causing the issue. So near is 0.3. Anything that is closer to our camera than 0.3 is going to get clipped off. So let's change this to 0.1. Let's test it again. Once again, I'm going to press number 3, so I'm equipping the axe. The right click, and now we don't have the issue with the arm. But that looks absolutely horrendous at the moment. Okay, but now we know we can fully render the arm, and it looks fine there. So let's click back again on Player Main Arms, Window, Animation, and let's find the weapon ready. We created this particular animation there, and we're just going to delete it. I'm going to press the delete button, and now you will see it's gone back to its default state. Okay, if for example you wanted to create a new animation, you can click on here and see where it says create new clip. Let's just create one. I'll put it in my scripts for now, don't worry, I'm going to delete this. Let's call it test. Let's click save, and we get a blank script. We press record, and we choose what we want to start from. So let's say that we wanted right shoulder to begin with. Now always always rotate your animations as opposed to moving your animations. Moving the animations will be really weird. So just move very slightly in order to add an initial keyframe, and then let's move somewhere else, let's say 1 second, and then obviously you can then animate that. Drag between the two. Alright, nice little animation there if you like. If you want to get more time on this bar, you just use your roller on your mouse and just roll out. Gives you a lot more time. So let's say we go all the way to 3 seconds. We could potentially rotate this way, rotate up, and now we can see that it does that sort of animation. Okay, you can even press play to see what it looks like in real time. And if you need any of these keyframes moving around, just click and drag them closer to each other. And there you go, and now it's a lot faster. And that's effectively how you create an animation. Now if we take, and there's a test as well. Now if we take a look at the animator, the test automatically gets added to the animator as well. But I was just experimenting there, I don't actually want that, so you can either right click and delete, or you can just press the delete button. This one, it was only an experiment, so I'm now going to delete that.